when you're accused of not being as good as you should be in the eyes of your accuser, and just point out to them that your trust is not in yourself but in God's love and kindness, not just to yourself but to your accuser as well, that he loves you both and will bring you through. He is very capable and we are in his hands, his children. He is our dad, and that is our hope. And there is no other hope that presents as anything like as good. We're not hoping in ourselves, in our own goodness, but in his love and care. And it is that assurance which encourages us to do what we can. And that's all that's expected of us. We're not expected to do what we can't. He just encourages us as a loving parent, loving mum, or a loving dad to just achieve to the full what we're so blessed in being able to achieve. And the rest we trust utterly to him. He is our God, our dad, and we love him. And that's what counts, not some other defined spiritual achievement. All that's really necessary is to love him as our dad, as our loving, as one who loves us always and eternally. And it's that trust which is our qualification to live forever as part of his heavenly host, as part of his family. It turns entirely on this, our loving desire to trust him always, for all things, eternally. Love you, Dad. Thank you, Dad. Oh, and of course to find this trust, we are commended to praise and thank him in all things, to come into his presence with praise, that your heart be just filled with gratitude and consequent devotion to him, and your joy and your peace, your hope and your wisdom and your love will know no bounds. Will be full of the love of God. Thank you, Dad. And when I say loving, I mean you find joy in him. You find your peace in his assurance and love and care, that your trust is in him. Not that you've necessarily achieved some level of what you'd like to be and give in return. I don't mean that. I mean that you find he is all that you value. That'll transform you. That's what will graduate you into the kingdom of heaven, forever, life eternal. It's that we find that we just love him. It's not a fear of obedience now. It's nothing like that. It's the joy of loving that we find we are gradually living accordingly. That this love for him is transforming our life. It's not something we're battling to do against ourselves, but something we're longing after, because he is what we value. And he is the personification of all that we value. He's our God, our Dad. And we want to love him. And that is what loving is. To want, to love with all our heart. Bless you. Welcome to the kingdom of heaven. Thank you, Dad. You see, we are blessed with a very dominant selfishness that is so happy when we're with what we value, when what we value is happening to us. We're so happy when we're appreciative of love and kindness to us, of all goodness and joy and peace being given to us. We so respond then in gratitude that we actually want to give back. And it is this desire to give which wells up in us, which is that dominant anchoring in heaven that we find we have by the grace of God in response to our very self-centered being that he has lovingly and caringly come to rescue and bring us to the full maturity of being like him, who just delights in loving and caring to all his children. So his loving kindness is contagious in the best possible emotive meaning of that word. He's put his love in us, you see, that we love as he loves. And tears of joy fill our being, for we are overwhelmed with gratitude for this unspeakable gift, this infinite kindness that he's given, not paid, given.